Hello, everybody. My name is Vivi Mark. I'm an energy psychologist, and today I have one special guest. Her name is Nicola Doherty, and she is a freedom coach. So, what does a freedom coach do? She's gonna tell all about it once she connects, and she's here. Just give us a few seconds. You know the drill. It takes a few seconds for someone to connect, but we're here. Hello, Lina. Hello.
Hi,
Hi there.
Vivi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You connected fast, so I didn't have the time to introduce myself. The only thing I've said is that you're a freedom coach.
You go
So
for it. Introduce yourself if you want to. That's fine.
no, that was fine. That was fine. You're my guest, so you can start. So you can introduce yourself. Tell
Th-
us what do you do and
Thank
whatever
you
you want
so
to say
much.
about yourself.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So I'm Nick. I'm a freedom coach. So I work with women and help them to break free from the 9 to 5. So this is something that I did myself 14 years ago and something I'm so passionate about helping other people to do. It's a hard thing to do, or it can be a hard thing to do for some people. Some people make a snap decision to break free, like I did, and for other people, it takes a lot of deep work, a lot of exploration. So my job is to really support women to break free. So what I do is I combine coaching, so the power of coaching with the power of EFT. So EFT is emotional freedom technique. And those two combined are so powerful. They help to set your goals, determine where you go, but also with EFT, it helps to really break down the emotions, break down the barriers so that you can release them and work forward towards breaking free from the 9 to 5.
Awesome. Yes. And actually, this is exactly what I do as well. I combine coaching with EFT. I'm an EFT practitioner as well. And I help people who want to leave their 9 to 5 job in order to start their spiritual business. And so, yeah, there is an overlap in our work anyway. We're doing very similar stuff. So, yes, I'm helping people my focus is in trauma, people who want to start a business, but they have, emotional or financial blocks. This is what I do. I help them release them in order to feel free for them to move forward. Nick,
Yeah.
tell us how everything started. What is the story behind it?
Yes. Yeah. So back in 2005, so I finished university and had no idea what I was doing with my life, had no clue. I did a psychology degree. So whilst I was doing my degree, I was working part-time as in the insurance industry. Didn't enjoy it, but it kind of paid and it was paying the bills. So once I finished uni and I didn't have any direction, I took that on full time, and the intention was just to do it for a couple of months, apply for jobs and see where I ended up. I ended up in that job for like a year and a half, full time after uni, and
Mhm.
I hated it. I hated it so much, but I had no drive, had no passion to get out of it. I was just miserable. I was in a relationship that ended, and I moved back in with my parents. I was sat at work one day, and I can't keep doing this. I logged online when I should have been working, started searching for flights, and there and then I checked my bank account. I just about had enough money to buy a round the world ticket. I booked my ticket. I wrote my resignation letter. Didn't even check it for spelling mistakes or anything. Just wrote this letter. I printed it off, handed it to my boss, and 30 days later to that day, I was on a flight to Cape Town. I did a round the world trip, and
Wow.
yeah, it was so good. And so it's just a snap decision. And I felt so good whilst I was traveling. And I just made a promise to myself that I would never, ever have a 9 to 5 ever again. And that's a promise that I've kept for 14 years. So I've just kept that promise. I mean, there's been opportunity. And I think when you leave the 9 to 5, you don't necessarily, you do it, but then it keeps coming up, opportunities will come up that will try to draw you
Mm.
back into the nine to
Yes.
five.
Yes,
Have you had that
exactly.
as well?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes, many, many times.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling with that, and my clients struggling with that.
Yeah.
because
But
choosing this path, all right, be on your own, start your own business, and not be in a 9 to 5 job triggers emotions like insecurity, fear. So we're gonna explain all of that later on.
yeah.
So yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so I went travelling for a year, well, for 9 months, come back. So for 13 years, I've been working remotely as a freelancer on a range of projects. I'm a trained research psychologist, but I've worked for the NHS, charities, education sector, mental health, such a range of different projects. And what I've loved, I've just been able to, I've picked the projects that I wanted. I think there's this big misconception that if you break free from the 9 to 5, you have to just take any job that you can.
Hmm.
And that's not true. There's so many opportunities out there, and I've taken so many opportunities. So yeah, they allowed me to work from anywhere in the world, work when I want. I could set
Hmm.
the salary, I could set the income that I wanted to generate, and it's just been such a great experience. And I've learned so much from that. I'm now trained as a certified coach, and I'm combining these 14 years of experience with my qualification to help other women to break free, and it's going really well. It's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Coaching.
You're an expert because you're already doing it. You're not
Yeah,
really trying to see how that works. You're already doing it, and you are being there for so many years, so you know exactly what kind of problems people are facing, what kind of fears they have, and how hard it is sometimes to leave the place of safety and security, or what we have in mind, and actually feel safety and security within. And no
yeah,
matter what we do, where we are, we have this feeling, internalized. So we don't need to look for elsewhere to have these feelings, to feel safe and secure. You don't need
yeah,
to have a specific job in order to feel safe and secure. Okay,
exactly.
you
Absolutely.
create that.
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
why, so I've got 8 tips that I've come up with today, which are tips built on my own
Mm-hmm.
experience. So 14 years of experience plus all of the experience from working with clients. And just what you said in terms of it's scary, it's big, it's massive. And so tip number one, my first tip, and it's probably the most like essential tip, it's connecting with your why. So why do you want to leave the 9 to 5?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's a really, it sounds like a really simple question, but it's not that simple. People want to leave the 9 to 5 for different reasons. It could be they want to own their schedule, they want to work anywhere, they want to set up their business, they're bored, they want a new challenge, they want purpose, they've got a passion that's not being fulfilled. But really, it could be a combination of all those things. For me, it was a combination of all those things, but it's just so fundamental to connect to that why, because that why is the driving force, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what's going to keep you going. To actually, breaking free. For some people, it's a snap decision. For some people, it's a process. So that
Mm-hmm.
why is going to keep you aligned with your goal and keep you doing actions and taking actions that are aligned with that why. So it's so important to have like a really clear idea. Why do I want to leave the 9 to 5? What impact is it going to have on my life?
May I ask a question? Because this is a
Yeah.
good question. Do you think that people who want to leave their 9 to 5 job, all right, do you think they have a clear idea about their why? Sometimes they may have like a sense of what they want to do, but do you think that the why is always clear?
I don't think it is always clear,
Mm-hmm.
but I think a lot of things aren't always clear, the what, the if, but there's so many different variables. But what I
Mm-hmm.
try to do with my clients, or what I do with my clients, is really help them to focus on that why, because
Mm-hmm.
you've got this picture of where you want to go, what you want to be doing with your life, and that is going to get you. If you keep that in mind, that is going to get you to the steps aligned with where you want to go, and without really having that why clear. And that why can be a combination of different things. It doesn't have to just
Mm-hmm.
be one thing. But without having that why clear, I think it can be really hard to take the steps
Mm-hmm.
needed.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we start with a why. So what
Yeah.
is the next step? What is the next one? Yeah. Sorry.
So the next one.
Sorry, guys.
So
If you see a cat walking in front of you, ignore it. It's fine. It's just the cat messing about. All right. Okay, go on.
So tip one, connect with your why. Tip two, connect with your desire. So why do you want to leave the five? Number one. Number two is your desire of how much do you want to leave the 9 to 5. So if you think about it on a scale of 1 to 10, ask yourself, how much do I want to leave my 9 to 5? Forget about the ifs, the buts, the whys, all that other stuff. How much do you really want it? And again, this is again a big, massive driving factor towards whether or not you will leave your 9 to 5. So unless it's a 10, unless it's up there, like pretty high, the chances are you're not going to be taking the steps that are needed to be able to
Mm-hmm.
get to the end goal. So really connecting with that desire, really connecting with how much do I, so why do I want it? Number one. Number two, how much do I want it?
Mm-hmm. All right. So another question that I have. With my clients, what I see is sometimes they feel like it's not about just leaving their 9 to 5 job. They feel like they have a mission. And
Yeah.
sometimes this mission, like they want to start their own business or doing something on their own, feels like a mission, feels like it's more like not just a desire, something bigger than them
Mm-hmm.
that drives them. And actually, when I work with these people, they're more than committed. They cannot really sleep at night when thinking that there is something they have to do, you know?
Yeah.
So do you find that with your clients? Do you have clients who feel like, this is my mission, this I have to do that. Otherwise I cannot sleep at night. I cannot do anything else apart from that.
Oh my gosh, yes. And they are, I mean, I love working with all clients wherever they are on the path, but wow, so much excitement and energy generated from someone who's just got this mission that's even bigger than them. Like they are so connected to their why. They are
Yeah.
so connected to their desire. So those first two steps, yeah. So I
Hmm.
work with clients like that. I love working with clients like that.
Many people, I think that people who feel like they have a mission, I think these are the ones. Actually, I want to say something else, and I changed my mind, and now I'm confused. Move on with the next tip, and then I'm gonna come back. It's fine.
So one is connecting with your wife, anyone who's just joined,
All
and
right.
I'm around afterwards. My DMs are open, so please. So number one's connecting with your why. Number two is connecting with your desire. How much do you want to leave the 9 to 5? And number three is your commitment. So it's quite different to your desire. So you can know why, you can really want it, but are you prepared to actually do the steps needed to break free from the 9 to 5? So some people, as I said, it's a snap decision and they make that decision like me. I wrote my notice and I just handed it in as a snap decision. But for others, it's a really lengthy process. There's lots of barriers, lots of challenges that people might want to navigate through. So again, on like a scale of 10, think about how much you're prepared to commit to breaking free from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's again a big one because you really, it's a process. You don't have to get up to 10 right now. And these aren't static, they change over time. So you might be more
Mm-hmm.
committed in one day and less committed. But keep coming back to how much am I willing to put in. Like any dream where we dream big, you just have to put in work to get there. And how prepared are you to do that work?
Well, I'm gonna share a personal experience, but I can see that with my clients as well. When I've decided and when I felt like there's something for me bigger than what I was thinking that it's going to be, it felt like all doors closed in my face. Like I couldn't find a job, or I was on and off jobs all the time. But in the background, it was like something that was running in the background saying that, no, you're not supposed to do that. This is the end. This is the end of the chapter. Something new opens up for you, and it's okay to start and working on that. So thing was, I didn't have a clear idea about what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
It was just the sense that I want to feel free. I want to do something that I don't want to have a boss,
Yeah.
and I want to do something that will help people.
Hmm.
And even though I was doing EFT for so many years and psychotherapy and all that, However, I couldn't really tell that this is what I should be doing, because I used to work with children with autism and as a therapist, but I stopped at some point. And then I got a job in a corporate environment. It was like a market research project management position, and it was extremely stressful.
Hmm.
And I didn't like it. I was like, what am I doing here? I mean, who am I helping, you know? And after I left that job, I was going back and forth about getting a 9 to 5 job. No, 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 no. I don't want to do that. But then what I'm going to do? I was doubting myself all the time
Yeah,
about, do I have what it takes in order to start my business? No.
yeah,
So go back to the 9 to 5 job. So I was trying to be committed, but I couldn't. I
yeah,
was trying. So that was a very difficult period for me. And this is something I find that many of my clients are facing, this
yeah,
difficulty about letting go entirely. And sometimes, in order to be committed, all right, I think you need to have like other situations in your life that helping you to be committed. You know,
yeah,
for example, I can see that people with families, let's say you're a mother, you have so many responsibilities, you have small children, sometimes it makes it really hard in order to leave all that and start your business. So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, so commitment is a huge thing. It's a
It's
huge thing.
huge and
Yeah.
it changes over time.
Hmm.
It fluctuates, it might fluctuate from day to day, week to week. And it's really important to keep coming back to those three: your why, your desire, and your commitment. Because they do
Hmm.
keep changing. And as you're evolving, as you're understanding yourself more, it does change. And actually what you've just mentioned, it comes nicely into tip four, because tip four is about identifying your barriers. So, you want to leave your 9 to 5, your desire's there, the commitment's there. Like what is stopping you from doing that? And there's so many reasons. For a start, it's scary.
Hmm.
Think about what comes up for you, what comes up for your clients when you think about leaving the 9 to 5, and it's different for everybody. There's so many different fears that can come up, and the thing is, some of those fears and beliefs are actually they're our own, but some of them are like what we're conditioned by society. So there's lots
Yes.
of like shoulds and musts and can'ts, and when you strip all that back, what do you actually believe, and what do you actually believe that you can do? And everyone's circumstances are different. It's really identifying those beliefs, but also like your own circumstances, and how how realistic is it? How can you make that a priority? What steps can you take to explore whether
Hmm.
it's a good idea for you to leave the 9 to 5? And I think really like working on your resistance. So is it imposter syndrome? Is it, oh, I'm not good enough to leave the 9 to 5? I'm lucky to have this job. Is it fear of failure, or maybe letting a go of a dream? So if you're working at the minute in a job, and you had this dream to get right to the top of your job, and this might have been a dream that you've held on to for years, but you're realizing like I'm just not happy. Like this dream I had, it's no longer a dream, and like it's time to let that go and find
Hmm.
a new dream. So I think a really good way, like what I encourage my clients to do, is keep a journal of the feelings and the blockers and resistance. Yeah? So
Hmm.
keep a journal and like make note of the words that you're actually using. So the feelings and the words, is it a lot of couldn'ts? Is it a lot of musts, should? And just
Hmm.
really notice your thoughts and feelings around that, and then play around with the words. So start changing the shoulds
Yeah.
into wants, and start changing the can'ts into, well, actually maybe I could start a business, maybe I could leave the 9 to 5, and see like how that feels, and what impact that has on like, where you want to go.
I think it's important to have a support network, and I am very, very lucky to say that uh, everything changed once I found people who actually are in the same path as me, or people who wanted to leave their jobs, and I was feeling like I wasn't on my own. And at this point, I want to tell you that I am a member of a community, online community. It's called The Sun, a Spiritually United Network. Um, what about it is that I work as an EFT practitioner. I work with my clients when it comes to the emotional aspect of their of their journey. But sometimes people need more than that. They need practical help. For example, if you're going to have an online spiritual business, you will need to know how to set up your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, your Instagram. So we have created this amazing community of spiritual entrepreneurs and people who are. This is an awesome support network. You can join us, and actually we can help you with anything you have difficulty with about, and it's just not just the practical stuff, but it's actually we have like a mastermind group calls, we have courses, we have everything that actually can help you in order to for you to move forward, and emotional support as well.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. Just want
Yeah.
to grab the
So
opportunity to say a
yeah,
few things about the
do.
sun. Yeah.
So important to have that support. So ready for tip five?
Say again?
Ready for tip
Yes.
five?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, the
So
sound. Can you hear Nicola? It just sometimes it's like a. Can you hear Nicola well, or is it okay with your sound? Guys, can you leave a comment? Can you hear Nicola well? Just sometimes it's like
I'll
no
try and stay
one's.
still.
Guys, are you listening to us? Where are you? Come on,
There's a few
leave your
people
comment
here.
below. All right. Yes, let's go to the next tip.
Yeah, so it's a deep dive into who you are and
Mm-hmm.
what you actually want. So again, it might sound like a simple question, like who are you? But you're not your qualifications, you're not your
Mm-hmm.
job, you're not your skills. You're so, so much more than that. You're an amazing individual person with so many natural talents. And I think it's just really important when thinking about breaking free from the 9 to 5 to really do some work on who are you? What are your values? And if you don't know what values are, if you're not doing values work, just DM me afterwards and I can give you some resources of how you can do that. But thinking about like what are your top three values, and how are you living in line with your top three values? So for instance, mine's freedom, love, and equality. So how often am I living in line with my values? And thinking about your own values, how much do you live in line with what your values are? And that will give you some idea about the direction that you want to go, what's important to you, and how much are you actually doing it on a day-to-day basis. Also, like tap into yourself, meditate on it, and
Oh
what's your
yes.
intuition? Yeah, what is your intuition telling you? What should you be doing with your life? And that will help you with some answers.
Uh, Say something because I think can I,
Can you hear me?
Nicola? Yes,
Yeah.
it's like the sound's a bit
Oh, is it not very
unstable.
clear?
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. Sometimes it's like it's not that I cannot understand what you're saying. It's just sometimes it's like some words are not
I think my internet
are
keeps
not
going
clear.
because it the
Yeah,
circle keeps
loading.
coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, okay, but they can hear you. Okay, so that's fine.
Ah, great.
Right.
So
Retrogate,
number
of course
six.
it is. Retrogate. When this retrograde ends, I don't know, is it on the 7th of November or something?
Oh,
So,
don't.
anyway, no worries.
Someone
It's
can answer.
just conversation about retrogrades. So, what's the next tip?
So tip 6 of 8, so we're getting near the end, so it's exploring your what. So what will you do instead to generate income? So some people might know, some people might already know what their mission is and they know what they want to do. And if they're not doing that already, then circle back to your why, circle back to your blockers, and you can do
Mhm.
some further work there. But some people don't know, they know that they don't want to stay in the 9 to 5 anymore, but they just don't know what to do next. So for these people, I'd say really, really like deep dive into your skills and talents that you've got, and
Mhm.
try not to be limited by your experiences so far. So what you've already done, like we've all got so many natural talents, so many natural skills,
Mm.
and chances are like you're not using them all in your day-to-day job. So what skills do you have? It doesn't have if you've been a teacher your whole life, don't think like I have to teach. What other skills do you have? And if you're finding it hard to think about that, like you can ask your friends, ask your family, ask people who know you well, like what am I really good at? So yeah, explore all options, like not just what you've done already. And I think like there's so many opportunities out there. They really
Yes.
are. I've done so many opportunities and so many different range of like places that I've all worked up remotely, but education, charity, healthcare, mental health, so many different sectors. And I
Hmm.
think like we're conditioned to think that there's just one way to work, and that's 9 to 5, and you earn your money and you work up the ladder. But there's not. There's so many different opportunities. So really, again, like meditate on it, journal, and figure out like what am I good at? What do I want to be doing? And find others. When you mentioned the support network, but find other people who've left the 9 to 5 and
Yes.
talk to them about their experiences. What did they do? What are they doing now? There's forums on Facebook. Join them. Start following hashtags. See what other people are doing away from the 9 to 5, and opens up so many avenues and so many doors. But often the answers to what do we want to do next? How are we going to generate income? It comes with our passion. So,
Hmm.
what do we do on our time off? What do we love doing? What do we never have enough time for? And, think if you could do anything, what would you do? If you could guarantee that you wouldn't fail, what would you do? And often that's where the problem lies. So, where the answer lies, sorry. What would I do if I couldn't fail?
Or if I would succeed, because fear
Yeah,
of success is equally huge sometimes.
yeah.
And people
What would
have
I?
like, yeah, because
Yeah.
if I succeeded, what's going to happen? Would people, for example, okay, let's say that I'm seeing 5 clients per month, all right, and what will happen if I would be seeing 20? So will I be able to, to sustain that? Will I be able to be okay with that, or what's going to happen? So this is an equal fear. So I think that it's very, very important to do things gradually. Don't
Hmm.
try to, because sometimes I hear people say that it takes long, it takes a lot of time, or I've been in this path for a long time, nothing is happening. Actually, it's happening. You are being prepared for the next step.
Yeah.
And some people are very good at moving faster, and some people need more time. It's absolutely fine. Everyone has their own style, everyone has their own path to follow.
Hmm.
So no competition, no comparison here.
Yeah,
Just follow your
exactly.
path.
Yeah. And that links in nicely actually. So tip 7 of 8, so nearly there, all about your mindset. So it begins with your beliefs and your attitude. So the famous saying by Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right.
Hmm.
So whether you think you can leave your 9 to 5 or whether you think you can't leave your 9 to 5, you're right. So your beliefs and your attitudes are so crucial to determining your success. So if you believe that you can do it and you believe that it's possible, you're going to take steps that are aligned with this belief, that are headed in
Hmm.
the direction of where you want to go. And just think like if a friend said to you, like, I want to leave, Vivi, I want to leave the 9 to 5. Yeah. Would you believe them? And chances are you would. So
Yes.
you believe that your friend can do it. And why do you believe that you can't? And again, it's going back to identifying what your blockers are and working through them. Um, and yeah, it's like that, like you said, it's a cycle. You've got to take one bit at a time and like work through that. But one way to really help with that, I've got a few tips on how to actually help with the mindset. So one is visualization. So
Hmm.
imagine that you've left the 9 to 5, have a really clear sense of what that looks like, what does it feel like, and visualize it as if it's really already happened and giving gratitude to the fact that it's already happened. So the brain doesn't know the difference between a real
Yes.
event and an imagined event. So if we
Hmm.
can keep tricking our brain into thinking like this has already happened, this has already happened, we're going to subconsciously take actions that are aligned with leaving the 9 to 5. I feel excited about it, like feel excited. I'm going to leave. I'm committing to exploring leaving the 9 to 5. I'm going to be doing it and really tap into that excitement and tap into that energy. And the more that you can tap into that and believe that that's what you're going to do, the more you're going to manifest it and the more you're going to take actions that are aligned to it. So one thing
Hmm.
that helps with that as well is creating daily affirmations. So
Yes.
I am so in the present tense, I am so happy I've left the 9 to 5. I am so happy I'm following XYZ, whatever your passion is. Being specific and putting them in the present tense as if they've happened. And just one final thing to say under tip 7, it's a big tip, like leaving the
No
9 to
worries.
5 is scary, it's also exciting, and your feelings over that are going to change over time. And just know that like it's totally normal for your feelings to change. So my advice to my clients is just keep focusing on what you want. So keep focusing on your why, keep checking back in on your why, your desire, your commitment. And what really helps for me is like finding a song that like really resonates with me, like music that like really gets me going. And whenever doubts creep in, like putting this on and tapping into that positive energy again. And yeah, letting go of the negative beliefs. So that's
Wow.
tip 7. So we've just got one more tip to go.
Good, good, very good, very good. Let's move to the tip number 8. So I'm just
Okay,
letting you give us all the tips because yeah, there's so much wisdom here. Okay, let's
brilliant.
move on to the tip number 8.
So we've got so I'll just recap so far. So we've got connect with your why, connect with your desire, how much do you want to leave your 9 to 5, your commitment, how much are you willing to commit to breaking free from the 9 to 5, identify and working through your barriers, working through your resistance. What do you want to do? Exploring who you are, exploring what you want to do, your mindset, so positive beliefs, positive actions. And all that is so, so useful. And you can go off and you can do all that and start putting that into place, but nothing is going to happen unless you actually take action.
Oh
Um,
yes.
so, so tip A is taking action. So fall in love with the idea of 9 to 5, leaving your 9 to 5. Like anything that you love, invest it with your time, invest it with your energy, nurture it. And if you're really serious about getting there, get help, join a network, invest in a coach. What a coach can do, what I could do is help you to connect with your why. I can help you to gain clarity on who you are, what your values are, what you really, really want, and help you to work out your how you'll use your skills, how you'll use your passions to generate income, work through the blockers, the barriers that's stopping you, and really working on your mindset, like getting and helping you to really believe that it's possible and to believe in yourself and also being held accountable. So there's evidence from Brigham Young University that shows that if someone thinks it's a good idea, 10% of people will go ahead and they'll do that
Hmm.
idea. If someone says, I think it's a good idea, and they say out loud to someone, and I'm going to do it, 25% of people will do that. If someone says, it's a good idea, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get support, I'm going to get someone to help me with my journey, 95% of people go ahead and do it. So yeah, so I'm offering free 30-minute sessions to anyone who's
Hmm.
thinking, it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, anyone who's thinking that breaking free from the 9 to 5 could be an option for them. 30 minutes free with me, absolutely no obligation. I want to find out about you, find out where you're at. If I feel that we're a good match, I'll offer you a coaching package. If I don't think you're there yet or that you're not ready, I'll offer you and pinpoint you to different forms of support. So you can connect with me, DM me, but there's also in my link on my bio, there's an option
Hmm.
to book a free 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all the links together, and actually, this video is going to be uploaded on YouTube. So
Great.
I'm gonna put all the links there from or yeah, from the. You have a website, right? You have
Yeah, I've got a website, yeah.
It's ready. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, I'm gonna
Mm.
put your website there, all the information that if anyone wants to connect with you, everything is going to be there. Guys, thank you very, very much, all of you. Thank you for joining us. And we have so many things more to say. We have 24 minutes. You can do whatever you want now. All right. I think I'm gonna say a few things about my experience. I think that one of the problems that I spotted that many of my clients have is that they're trying to find balance between inner work and practical work. Because even though if you have a coach, everything is fine, but sometimes you're trying to do this work on your own, and that's sometimes doesn't work. Or you may work with a coach, and then it may take you a while until your businesses start. Sorry, someone asking. No worries. It's okay. Yes, it's going to be saved in my account, but I think, Nicola, you can
Yeah, I'll
have
download it.
yeah, you can download it and upload it on your account, and
Oh,
also it's going to be on YouTube as well. So, yeah,
yeah.
many
Thank you for
options here.
coming.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming. Yeah, we'll make sure that you get a copy.
So yeah, I think the biggest problem is to find a balance between spiritual work, inner work, and practical stuff about how to, because many people want to leave their 9 to 5 job, but they have no idea how to run a business, basic
Hmm.
things, you know. Um, so how am I going about it? What do I need to do? What's the first thing that I will need to do? But I think that my advice would be start with yourself. You need to be very, very clear. And actually, back to your all your tips, which are awesome and to the point. Because if you don't know why you're gonna do that, if you're not sure, if you're not committed, it's not gonna work. You're gonna
Yeah.
be going like me, back and forth, back and forth. But if you are sure about what you are doing and why you wanna leave your job and why you wanna leave your, let's say, stability, because to be honest with you, being entrepreneur and start your own business, doing your own thing, it can be very, very stressful because you are the business, all right? And you are not working on an hourly base, but actually you are providing a service. So it's a totally different story there. You
Yeah.
need to be okay about charging, and
Hmm.
sometimes people feel very, very uncomfortable about charging for their services. They don't want to raise their prices because they feel like, no, someone is coming to me to help. How I'm gonna, ask for money? But actually, it's not about you. It's all about them.
Yeah.
Always, it's about your client and about where they're gonna go, how they're gonna feel about. It's about the result, about how they're gonna feel afterwards, about after all the work. Okay, this is what they are paying for.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, because
Yeah.
do you know how many people, and not many people, that are in this phase where they're not moving forward, or they're making very small steps and they're feeling stuck just because they don't have a
Hmm.
coach, or because they don't invest on help, on actual help,
Yeah.
and actually appropriate help. Okay,
Yeah.
so you need to be the other problem I can see is that people have some savings. They don't know where to place those savings, where to invest the money. All right. So, but if you have a very clear idea before you leave your job, your 9 to 5 job, about where you're going, you're going to make better decisions.
Yeah.
So, because people are like feeling lost, and to be honest with you, if you have a financial problem, uh, once if you decide to leave your 9 to 5 job, and you leave your 9 to 5 job and you don't have a plan about moving forward, and then you're running out of money, desperation and fear is not a good counselor. You're gonna freak out. So it's very, very important for me, if this is my tip to someone: before you leave your 9 to 5 job, do the work on yourself. uh,
Yeah.
Understand who you are, where you want to go, your whys, your commitment, everything, your desires. You need to be very, very clear about where you're going, and then everything will
Absolutely.
follow. Everything will follow. Everything is going to be very easy once you have clarity about where you're going,
Yeah.
what your goal is. Okay, so you won't be losing time meeting. I don't know, to be honest with you. On the other hand, it's not about competition. It's not about doing everything fast, because at the same time, everything's about the journey and everything you are going to learn. But you don't. It doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be hard. So that's why it's so important to have a coach and someone who is already in that place where you wanna, be, or you have a support network. And otherwise, you're moving, back and forth all the time, or
Yeah.
feeling stuck. Yeah, there. I have a
Yeah.
friend. I have a friend. She's been in this journey for the last 10 years. It's like, I'm ready. Now I'm ready to move forward. I was like, what are you going to do? I have no idea. I'm feeling so scared. I'm not going to do anything at the end. I was like,
Uh,
okay, let's start again.
you know
So
what?
yeah.
It takes time. But if you really, and you know, really like these tips, like they're built on 14 years of experience of leaving the 9 to
Mhm.
5. But if you really, really listen to the tips and really get support, you are going to be in a much better place to know what you're doing, what you're doing, and take those steps forward.
Nicola, one more thing which is important, apart from helping people leaving their 9 to 5 jobs,
Yeah.
the other thing you were doing, you have traveled to how many countries so far? You've been to how
60,
many?
66 countries, yeah,
66. Oh my God, guys.
66. And that's
66
since I went to a
countries.
few before, but then mostly since leaving my 9 to 5. So 14, actually I've done 14, in 14 years I've done 66 countries. And
Wow.
that's like taking my laptop, connecting to Wi-Fi and working from anywhere in the world. And that was, even 14 years ago, like
Yeah.
that people didn't do that. And now it's becoming more common, but I've done it, I've got experience, I know how hard it can be. I know
Mhm.
I know all that, and that's why I've got all these skills and all this experience to be able to like support somebody else to do it. But for me, that was my why. I
Mhm.
wanted to travel. I wanted to travel, travel, travel. And I know times have changed at the minute and things are tough, but hopefully things will settle down. And now, like, there's never been a better time to invest in yourself. Figure
Yes.
out what you want. Figure out where you want to go. Life is too short. If you're stuck in a job that you hate, stuck in a 9 to 5 that you hate, like you can get help. Someone can help you. I will help you to move forward. I will work with you, help you to move forward. And yeah, just to summarize that, for whoever's just joined, I'm doing 30-minute free chats
Mhm.
um, to anyone that's thinking about leaving the 9 to 5. I will support you. I will give you some advice. And if I think we're a good match, I will let you
Well,
know about my coach package. You can find it in my link in my
and not
profile.
just that, and not just that, because the other thing, I love traveling, but I haven't traveled to many countries. And
Hmm.
my other fear is that, okay, I have already left my 9 to 5 job. I want to travel. And I have
Yeah.
this kind of fears about how it's going to be being so far away, traveling on my own, solo traveling, which can be scary for many, many people. So you can help people with that as well,
Yeah, that's what I
with
do. In
travelers.
fact, I'm coaching someone right now with that. She's like, she's never travelled on her own. She's like in a job that she's quite happy with a job. It's flexible. She can work remotely, so she's got that bit sorted. But she's not actually worked remotely. She's worked around England, but she's not worked like abroad. So I'm helping her with that, like
Mhm.
how she can break past the kind of fears around solo travel. And she's doing a great job. Like she's ready to go. It's just obviously what's going on. She's just not quite comfortable traveling at the minute, but
Yeah.
once things settle, yeah, ready.
And I think that many people associate freedom with traveling.
Yeah,
And I experienced that in my first solo traveling. I traveled to the US on my own. It was the
yeah,
first time, traveling on my own. And I discovered freedom
hmm,
because I would take the bus, I would go to a city. I wouldn't like the city. I'm going to take the next bus. I'm going to go to the next one. And I
yeah,
was like, oh my God. So I wasn't with anyone else. I didn't have all this, obligation that I need to stay with them or see specific places. I could go anywhere I liked, and I love that. And
yeah,
the reason I'm saying that is just because many people associate leaving their jobs, the 9 to 5 jobs, where they're very, very restricting. You have to be, in an office or even at home sometimes. It doesn't matter. But and then imagine if you can take your laptop, you can travel, you can work from anywhere.
hmm,
It's just like, and it doesn't need to be, you can work as many hours as you want, but you are calling the shots now. It's not the same.
yeah. You're controlling your schedule, your time. You like, yeah.
Everything,
When you work,
everything.
how much money you earn. Like, there's
Yes.
so many benefits. You just gotta break through the barriers, work through them with someone else will actually like help you to work through them more deeply. But yeah,
Yeah. Uh, People, any questions? Anything that you would like to ask me or Nicola? Uh, Anything? Anything? Oh, that was really nice. Very interesting conversation.
Oh, well, thanks for the space with it. It's been great, my first live, and yeah, thanks for the
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah. More. They're gonna come more now. It's not
yeah.
gonna be the only one, obviously. So, what are your plans for the future? How you? Well,
My
yeah.
plans
What are your
co
plans?
coaching, coaching, coaching. So one-to-one clients at the minute. I'm working on doing a group program. I'm just building up to it, getting the content together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just put myself in. I've got, I've started to get clients. It's been gradual over the past few months, and I'm in a really good position now where I've got time, I've got energy. I'm investing so much into my clients. So the packages that I deliver, like, they're really they're really details, but yeah, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time and energy and commitment that goes in there for me. But I just love it, and I'm loving the opportunity to be able to give back and to be able to help support other women who want to do their 9 to 5. Because you can do it, you just need to work through.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Any questions before we close? I think, yeah, we'll have 15 more minutes, but we can close now. It's up to you. Is there anything you want to add?
Just that if there's any other questions, like feel free to DM myself or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Vivi. We're really, really happy to answer any questions that you've got. Again, yeah, just reiterating that book that 30-minute in, absolutely no obligation. Like, I'd really like to get to know you more and understand where you are in the path. And yeah, anything that comes up, just ask us. So we'll make sure that you get, we'll put the video on, so make sure that everyone's got a video who hasn't managed to stay around for the whole thing. And thank you so much for your time. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And like I said, that the video is going to be uploaded on YouTube. It's going to be in my account, my Instagram account, and in Nicola's account. So you'll be having access. And if you want to download it or watch it again, and because there's no thank you. All right, that's good. That's good.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And yeah, so everything will be uploaded. And thank you very, very, very much, all of you who has been here with us. And have a lovely, lovely, hey Jen, have a lovely, lovely evening or day or whatever time zone you are. All right? Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Lots
Bye.
of
Thank
love.
you.
Bye.
Lots of love
Bye.
too. Bye.